Hello everybody, this is your multi-expressionist artist president, Shauna P. Couples, with a new episode, episode 8, Make It Great Again. And I want to talk to you about plenty of things. For one, when I wake up, I typically dream journal, which I think is a really great idea to get in touch with your subconscious. They all have different spiritual meanings, and you just find yourself just having great insight to your personal psyche. So, I had a dream about streamlined bureaucracy. And so I wrote this whole thing out, and I'm just going to read it to you. And that's going to be the episode, and we're going to do it, and we're going to have a great time doing it. Okay. 24/7 available communication with all politicians with educated and training remote customer service like representation to field all communications admirably and succinctly with actionable steps towards proactivity, contribution, and outcome. This can be fielded by anyone networked and educated to do so, like freshmen in college. They're part of like a Peace Corps situation, something like that came to mind. Also, as I missed my dad, who always loved the consistency of the postman, those filling these sorts of positions could also correspond to the trees sent between America and its constituents. Like, any letters sent in. It's just in a timely fashion. Imagine every politician, instead of just sending an email out into the ether, it's like Amazon. Actually, I call this the Bezos. It's like you'll get on the phone, you'll talk to a dude or dudette or a person, whatever their pronouns are, and they would just know what to tell you and be like this, and this, and you'd be like, wow, we're moving forward in society. Okay, speaking of forward, I'm taking a moment for a little commercial break. I have declared a new holiday for everyone who has sex, right? Okay, so on September 1st, I've just called it the fuck family holiday, right? Where you get together with everyone you've ever had sex with, and you celebrate them, you give them gifts. Maybe you go to Thebes in Greece. Maybe you go to a Hilton and you just rent out a whole couple of floors, or just have a really big barbecue because it's right before school, and it's just the idea that by networking with your group of people that you've peopled, that we can strengthen our communities, like look out for each other's dreams, make sure each other's kids go to college, and get past all that flack of the past and just have a good holiday. It's like once a year, it's harmless, you can take it wherever you want to, and again, you don't have to have a fuck family holiday, but this is about like an evolution from slut shaming. It's like, oh, she's part of my fuck family, rather than, oh my gosh, she's such a slut. And then and I'd also imagine, can you imagine lottery numbers, who you had sex with fifth, and what their number is for you, but you're their seventh person, and so I don't know, figure it out. There's magic in there somewhere. Okay, back to this bureaucracy idea of calling a politician, or writing one, or emailing one, and having a timely response via this perhaps Peace Corps, or educated and trained people. It's all right. Let's just go. All right. While politicians might notably be a bit too busy to educate and train their own remote representatives, their own assistants might appreciate a sizable bonus to take on the challenge of understanding the staffing requirements for a clear communication between constituents and their politicians. The competitiveness of the political field kept things exciting, while politicians more logistically fluent finding their calling, but I note fairly that we bring out the best in each other, as with every aspect of being a representing politician. This idea is not presented as a political responsibility, but as an American responsibility. Who knows, maybe some up-and-coming nonprofit, or 7 of them, might try to tackle this service, and that's where that other guy might come in. So yeah, this idea kind of came from, you shouldn't give your personal number out. You should have one of those artist hotlines, and a few artists, like Ashton Kutcher has a phone number you can call. A few other people do too, and it's just it's a cool sort of automated service. But this is kind of like that, but a bit more bit more communicative, you know, like back and forth. And then oh yes, and then like then I dreamt of this Indian guy in America who like totally had this idea handled. I'm not saying that people from India like have the whole call center remote job market like on lock, but this is not a racist thing. This is just sort of like in the dream. It happened to be like an M. Night Shyamalan dude who wasn't M. Night Shyamalan, because they're not all the same people. I mean, like, you know, if in a movie they could be cast by anybody, I don't know. We pray on this. We pray on this. We pray on this. Okay, and then right, all right. So and in this call center, right, they also invite everybody to parties, because what a better way for all the constituents trying to talk to a politician to, like, you know, to do like a party thing and party, like, just, I mean, I think parties are a very good way to get like a pulse on everything. Okay. And then, oh, right. So then there's like, what about drugs and prostitution at the party? You just want to give America drugs all the time. And then I had this to say to that: we cannot fear fellowship. Okay. And then there was this whole segment about there's ain't no rest for the wicked, money don't grow on trees. What did I write that day? Right, so, there's a philosophical quota conundrum. Oh, the philosophical quota conundrum, right. So, like, police officers in some states, not all states, are required to fulfill a quota. I just want to toss that out as a philosophical quota conundrum, because, I mean, can't America be so super cool one day, you know, just one of those other countries where the crime rate is super low. And like it would just be awful to have, like, the only way you can get a bonus is to have that quote. I mean, I know quotas work for other fields, but it's just, these things would be nice. And then the 3-hour baby cake challenge. What is the 3-hour baby cake challenge? I'll have to get back to that next week. Okay, so, awesome parties filled with constituents, people communicating, having a fantastic time. I mean, again, I wouldn't necessarily call these politician responsibilities, but these could be really cool American ideas. Am I starting my own nonprofit? Yes. Stay tuned. I am going to be putting together my own S corp in the future, so and I'll definitely cover really cool things like this as well, but this is also just an open message to other, you know, nonprofits out there. And that that's the episode. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah. Share and subscribe. Every time you subscribe, I level up as a president, and we can like level up together. And have a good one. Oh, by the way, my show with Miss Tina Thompson's Skin Dance Company, Josephine's Cotton the Review, the musical. I was Eartha Kitt. We had a fantastic show last Saturday at the Symphony Space on Broadway, near 95th Street. So it's like Broadway near Harlem, and like the show's gonna be on Broadway one day. It's like one of those things, like on Broadway, gonna be on Broadway, on Broadway, gonna be on Broadway, on Broadway, gonna be on. My 5-hour musical challenge is still out there, and again, that is just 5 hours of you sharing whatever. It can be a hot topic, it can be issue, it can be artistic. Like what came to mind, maybe Ambits would be interested in putting together a 5-hour musical. If you look at, you know, if you just kind of stalk through my Twitter, you'll see an article mentioning Benito Skinner, who gave me this MAC lipstick. I love him so much. Mwah, mwah. And it talks about different 5-hour musical ideas that are out there. But again, it's an open challenge. It's for anybody. I think it's the best vehicle artistically to communicate with politicians. It's like a 5-hour shot. They get a clear idea of all the issues, all the different perspectives, and all the different kind of solutions, proposed solutions, resolutions, and then everybody sings and dances at the end. Voila! It's amazing. Okay, but yes, I'm here till September in New York, open to like acting gigs. And I'm singing around, and I'm working on my canvases still. So that's, it all ties together as I continue my masterpiece, the Paradise Project. So cross your fingers on these scripts that I'm submitting to competitions and pitching, because there's a lot of great things coming out of that. Peace and Hair Grace, Los Angeles rocks, and Jamata.